Hi Sagittarius, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to JilleTarot. This is your love reading for the rest of March 2021. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, and it's not going to resonate with everyone, so let your intuition guide you to what feels meaningful for you. You could also check out the other signs that make up your chart. A lot of times those readings contain additional messages. And thank you all so much for your awesome support. If this resonates, please feel free to like and subscribe. All right, so let's see what the main message is for you, Sagittarius, regarding love. What does Sagittarius need to know? And we're getting mastery. You've learned the spiritual lesson. All right, so let's get 2 more cards here. More than friends. This friendship has developed into romance. And romance. So we have mastery. You've learned the spiritual lesson, Sagittarius. Whatever this is, that you've mastered, this spiritual lesson, it feels like it's going to allow you to actually turn a friendship into a romance here. It feels like mastering this spiritual lesson is going to allow you to bring this epic love into the situation. But let's get some cards for more than friends. And we're getting the 7 of Pentacles, the 3 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. So we have the main message of mastery. You've learned the spiritual lesson. So it does feel like with this 7 of Pentacles, when it comes to a situation where you're friends with somebody and you're trying to decide here, you're wondering about possibly, you know, turning this friendship into a romance here. It feels, if you look at the image on the card, it feels like this is you spending a lot of time wondering about what's going to happen should you turn this friendship into a romance. You're wondering, what is going to manifest from this. We have the 3 of Wands, more wondering and waiting. It feels to me like with this 3 of Wands that you could just it feels like you've made the decision after you've given it a lot of thought about bringing it into physical reality. Then there is the time, you're feeling very passionate about it. And you're persevering, but it feels to me like you're just ready to actually put it out there and then wait and see what happens with this 3 of Wands. As you're waiting to see what happens, we have the 9 of Wands. This is about persevering through this. Like I said, when you put it out there, it feels to me like you've learned the spiritual lesson that there is something deeper in this friendship. And you're just you've put it out there and you're just kind of waiting to see what happens. You have, with this 9 of Wands, the ability to persevere through this. And then this is your energy, just kind of going for it, taking passionate action. It feels to me like as you persevere through this, you've learned the spiritual lesson that you're just going to go for it here with this 9 of Wands, that you need to actually act on your truth. You need to actually act on your passions. You actually need to take actions from a confident place. It's just that fiery kind of energy, Sagittarius, where, you're just like, I'm just going to go for it. I'm taking action on all of this because I've learned a spiritual lesson, and it is about maybe not spending so much time wondering about the future and just actually going for it. Spending too much time, not taking the action that you're guided to take in your truth and clarity. And that's the spiritual lesson that you've mastered, is that life can pass you by while you're in this 7 of Pentacles energy. And it, like I said, with this 3 of Wands and this 9 of Wands, it is an energy of you put it out there. There's this action taken. You go for it. And there is just this time of kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. And persevering through this. It's action oriented. It feels to me like you want results immediately. But that's not going to be forthcoming. There, like I said, it's just kind of waiting to see what the future is going to bring from this action you've taken, and persevering with this patience, kind of having the ability to persevere. It is going to be a little difficult, this perseverance, but it feels like you are going to persevere. You can do this. It's not going to be immediate. And so that's going to be a little difficult for you to handle, but you are going to persevere through this. And then we have romance coming in. You deserve epic love. So let's get some cards for romance. And we're getting the Eight of Wands, the King of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the Six of Swords. So we have cards of movement here. We have romance. You deserve epic love, Sagittarius. And then we have the Eight of Wands. These are the arrows of love shooting through the air. This is a lot of rapid, very fiery, passionate communication that brings, there's romance and fiery, passionate communication. Possibly you could be connecting with an air sign, a Gemini, a Libra, or Aquarius here. But you're very powerful. Tapping into this King of Swords energy is about being very powerful in the truth and clarity, your truth and clarity, the truth and clarity of this situation. What you want, communicating effectively the truth and clarity of this romance here, and actually moving away from an old situation. So it does feel like this friendship does move past being friends, and it's moving away from the friendship energy and moving very rapidly, very passionately, very romantically towards a romance, towards a connection. But it feels like this is all about, because you have mastered a spiritual lesson that enables you to take action here. And actually with the Six of Swords, this is about, moving closer, coming towards this romance, this connection energy. So it is very nice energy. And it's also, it all comes about because you have taken the action and mastered the spiritual lesson about holding back on the things you want in your life, because you could spend your whole life waiting and wondering and not making any moves because you don't feel safe necessarily to do that. And like I said, tapping in, this is your power here, where you're just in that Knight of Wands energy, very fiery, very passionate, action oriented. I'm just going to go for this. I want more than friends. This is a connection here. And as it works out, there's friendship that it turns, with this card, this more than friend card, it's very positive, because this is friends, best friends and lovers here. But it feels like the main message, if just in a general sense with all of the cards, is that you'll never know if you don't take this action, and the payoff is so worth the risk. So let's see what the best advice is for you, Sagittarius. And we're getting missed opportunity. You may have missed your chance. Back to what I was saying with this Seven of Pentacles, this energy coming through, persevering through the uncomfortableness of taking action. Because it feels like there's just been this energy of, if you haven't mastered this spiritual lesson, you could miss the opportunity, and look back and see how many missed opportunities you may have had in your life because you spent too much time wondering and waiting and not actually taking action in a confident way, knowing that when you take this action, it's going to be all right. Whether it works out or not, it's better to have tried and failed than miss an opportunity. The universe is saying you may have missed your chance. So it feels like, just make sure, the best advice here is make sure that you've mastered the spiritual lesson about not holding back the things you want to go for in your life. There is a situation with a friendship that has the possibility of developing into a romance. And so it's going to be uncomfortable to take this action. But there is romance, a lot of fiery, passionate communication. There is a lot of truth and clarity, being very powerful in the truth and clarity that you're going to be okay one way or another, and leaving the past friendship behind, moving it into more of a love connection, moving towards a love connection in truth and clarity. And just know that, take a hard look and see, just make sure that you've mastered some sort of spiritual lesson when it comes to taking action in your life. And, you know, make sure that there's a spiritual lesson here. Make sure that you've mastered the spiritual lesson about taking action in your passions, going for the things you want in life, or there could be a missed opportunity. You may miss your chance if you don't take advantage of the opportunity when you see it. So, looks very positive because we've got more than friends. The friendship has developed into a romance, and there's romance here. You deserve epic love. So, go for it. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you have a great rest of the month, Sagittarius. And until next time, I'm wishing you lots of love and many blessings.